Welcome, Mageneers, to another overview of one aspect of Junkyard Juggernauts. Hoping to do these in a regular pace, just taking like half hour during my lunch break to talk about one component of Junkyard Juggernauts. I'm really wanting to do a whole like, hey, here's a whole like how to play thing, but I want to be able to point to these videos for more specifics of certain elements. So that's what we're going to try today with the power cards. So there are, the power cards are sort of the core element of Junkyard Juggernauts. They are numbered. Well, each one has two numbers, and we'll get into that in a second. But just to give you a quick showing of the different suits. There are 4 different suits for the power cards. There's fire, earth, wind, and water. And you can see that what suit it is. These are made to help in a way that you can still know what they are, even if you're colorblind. I've had some playtesters mention how they do have color blindness. So the best way to pick up on what a card is, if you do have color blindness, is to look at these icons in underneath the numbers. So this is the water icon. This is the fire icon. Let's go with this one. The earth icon looks like a little mountain, and the wind icon, which we saw in the video about the different elements. It's wind, not air. The little sort of blowing wind jet streams there. And in case I didn't say, this is supposed to be a little fire, and the water one's supposed to be a little wave. Okay, so the power cards. Let's use the blue card as an example of this. So when you're looking at these cards, here's how to visualize them. So these are multi-use cards. They're used as either legs if they're oriented this way, as arms if they're oriented this way, and I'll do a quick build of a Juggernaut here in a bit so you can sort of see this. Also, if they're oriented this way, they can be used as potions, or this way, used as an Amplify effect. Okay, so let's look at the legs and arms first. So you have two sort of numbers on each card. I mean, there's multiple numbers, but the numbers there's 2 different numbers on each card. So there's your base metal, which are the biggest numbers in the middle of the card. So for instance, for this card, it'd be a 4. For this one, it'd be a 3. See how it's the same number top and bottom. This one 2, and then it's either going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So those are the base metal numbers. In addition to the base metal, you have your upgrade metals. So these are the numbers that if you used this element or this power card as legs or arms, that'd be the maximum value you could upgrade your Juggernaut's limb to. So if you had this as an arm, in fact, let's go ahead and just build one real quick. So let's say we're building a Juggernaut. Here's our Juggernaut right here. And let's see, I'm going to see if I can zoom this out a little bit so you guys can see a bit better. All right. So we have, if you were to get the Chonk Juggernaut playmat, there's 4 different playmats. We'll go into these in another video, but you have your left arm area, right arm area, left leg area, and right leg area. So let's say we were to build the Juggernaut with these 4 power cards. So we're not going to go into what a valid build is in this moment, but let's say we build this as the leg, this as the other leg here, and then these 2 are the arms, like so. All right, so we've just built our Juggernaut, and it has these 2 cards as the arms, these 2 cards as the legs. So how we would know where to put our metal tracker cubes in here is by looking at basically the base metal for these. So for this one, it'd be a 2, so we'd place in the 2 spot for the right arm. then I'm sorry, we're talking about the left. And then the left leg would have a 3. So that would be, you'd put it in the 3 spot. And on the right side, we have a 3 for the arm. So we would have it in the 3 spot right there. And then we have a 4 for this leg. So it would be in the 4 spot. Now, based on which Imagineer you have, that will give you an automatic upgrade to the next one. So let's say you were using Malcolm for your character, then this 3 would actually, instead of putting it on the 3 track, you'd get to auto upgrade it to the 7 track right away, which is right there, I believe. So that you get to go right to 7. So you will use the upgrade amount based on which Imagineer you have, but in essence, you're going to always start with the base metal for this. So that's if you're using these power cards as legs or arms. All right, so now let's get back to, those are the main ways you're going to use them, but there's also a couple other ways. So we mentioned potions. Each of these power cards has either 1 potion, 2 potions, or if I can find it fast enough, here's one, or 3 potions on the 10 cards. So the 5/10 cards have 3 potions. The 4/8 and 9 cards have 2 potions, and all the other cards have 1 potion on them. So you can use them as potions if they're in your hand. Otherwise, you can use them as Amplify Effects. So Amplify Effects, I'm going to do another video, even though I have a one that doesn't have a good quality. I'm going to do another video on all the Amplify Effects again, but just to summarize, you can play these cards as Amplify Effects instead of arms, legs, or potions. So if you were to play this one, for instance, this is Magic Leak. So disable any limb, and the owner makes 1d6 amplify roll when the owner's limb is disabled. So you could use it as an amplify effect. So now you may be wondering, okay, Francisco, so this confuses some people. If I have this, let's say I have this as my arm, this 3 as my arm, so does that mean I now have access to the potion on the card and the amplify effect on the card, as well as this arm? No, that is not what it means. Think of these, I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of Schrodinger's cat. I wasn't familiar until I watched it on Big Bang Theory. So Schrodinger's cat, it's like a thought experiment where you have a box that has a cat in it, and in the box there's and sorry if you already know this, and if I'm describing it wrong, let me know in the comments. But you have a box, it's closed, it has poison with a timer in it, like a poison gas that's going to expel on a timer, and a cat. And the whole thing is, the thought experiment is, you, at this moment, when you don't know the state of the cat being alive or dead, because you don't know when the timer's gone off for the poison, the cat is both alive and dead at the same time. That's the thought experiment, because you're in the state of unknown. So think of these power cards as Schrodinger's cards, maybe. Or Francisco's cards. We'll go with that. That is to say, when they're in your hand, so if you're playing Junkyard Juggernauts, okay, I got these 3 in my hand, all right? You do not get to use each one, or these 5. These 5 in my hand, I don't get to use each one for all the things. Much like when you open the box, you find out the state of the cat being alive or dead. And so the analogy for these is, when you play the card, let's say I'm playing this card as a arm, it is now an arm. It's not an amplify, it's not a potion, it's not like, it is an arm. If it comes back into my hand, or it gets moves to the junk pile and then comes back into my hand later, it then becomes any of these aspects. But once it's played, whether it's I'm playing it as a potion, or I'm playing it as a leg, or I play it as an Amplify. Once it's out of my hand and played how I say I'm playing it, it is then fixed to that state. It doesn't become, it doesn't go back to the amorphous, could be anything state until it's back in my hand by some means. So that's the thing to keep in mind about power cards. They're multi-use, but you get one use in play. And then when they return to your hand, they become more, they could be anything. What are they? I don't know. So those are the different aspects of the power cards. You have legs, arms, each with a base metal, each with an upgradable metal that you can't upgrade past. You have a potion you can use it for, and an amplify effect you can use it for. So yeah, there's 9 different cards in the 4 different element suits. Yeah, so those are the power cards. Hopefully for Junkyard Juggernauts. Junkyard Juggernauts, does the logo fit? It does. It's probably a little blurry. But hopefully we'll see you at the Junkyard. Remember, I am not the warlord. Godspeed, Mageneers. Bye.